Hello and welcome back to WD18, the Watford fan channel. Another day, another new signing video. We've been smashing the videos out recently and the content in the last week especially. So if that doesn't deserve a like for this video or a subscribe if you haven't already, that would be really appreciated. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Jules. Thanks for joining, Jules. Do you mind telling us a bit about you and what you do?
Hello everyone. So I'm Jules. I'm the community manager of Joueurs Belges on Twitter, X now. I am 20 and I'm studying marketing. Yeah, that's it.
Nice. What's your team? Do you have a team?
Standard de Liège.
Oh, how are they getting on in the league this season?
What?
How are they doing in the league so far this season?
Oh, better than last year. So it's nice, but not the best.
No worries.
Like we scored like two goals in 5 games. So yeah.
I can see here when we stand Liège. Oh, 6. You're in the European spots. You're flying high. Before we talk about a new signing, I just wanted to ask: do you know much about Watford?
Not that much, to be honest, but I knew them when you were in the Premier League, but for now I don't follow them a lot.
We've actually had 6 Belgians who have played for us, so it'd be great for the people in the comments to guess any of those names. Jules, any guesses that you know?
Christian Kabasele.
Kaba, of course. He was part of the golden generation, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, but like a bit bench player.
Yeah, Watford fans. A great guy. He was with us in the Premier League. Any other players that you can think of?
Well, no, I don't know.
I'm putting you on the spot, but get in the comments. Tell us any, and I'll reveal at the end the other 5. So on Thursday, amongst the news that Yasser Asprilla was leaving Watford, Adam Leventhal reported that Watford were in advanced talks with Royal Antwerp over the signing of Pierre Dwomoh. The 20-year-old midfielder is undergoing a medical with the club, finalising a deal worth in the region of €1 million, about £850,000. It is very likely that it's a Moji Bayat signing, or he's part of the deal. Jules, I don't know if you know much about Moji Bayat at all.
Yeah, I know him a bit. He had lots of problems in Belgium with the football gate. I don't know if you know a bit about that, but yeah, he's one, if not the most agent. I don't know if we say it like that in English, but in Belgian football, he's well known and he has a lot of impact. But yeah, not always in a legal way.
Interesting that you mentioned those problems. But yeah, Watford fans have strong opinions on him. But we'll swerve that for now, and we'll get to know the player a bit more. But he probably has had a part in this deal. Pierre was spotted at Vicarage Road on Saturday. He was at the game and rumoured along with the other signings that we brought in. And this summer, he has also been linked with Leicester and another tiny club called Luton Town. Jules, I don't know if you've heard of them.
No.
Beautiful. That's all we want to hear. But yeah, and also you guys tweeted from your account a while ago that apparently his agent said Inter Milan were interested in Pierre, Marseille, Benfica. But yeah, Jules, tell us a bit about the player, his age, position, and football journey so far.
But Pierre had a really strange football journey because he was from at Nerpid and Genk, so the 2 best academy in Belgium football. But he was huge talent from Belgium, maybe the best from the 04 generation. And he started his professional career at Genk at 16, and he played as a 10, like really a creative player. But he had lots of comportamental problems, and so he was sent back to the U21. then he was loaned to Braga. That he didn't even play one single game there, so he come back to Belgium at Antwerp. No, he did Genk, Antwerp, then Braga, but yeah, that's the same. He never played. Then he was loaned to Ostend, a small club in Belgium, but he didn't have really his chance there. And last year he was loaned to RWDM, so the new promoted Belgian team. And since the first game of the season, he showed that he has the talent and the maturity. He gained it during his loan, and he was very good player. But they choose to position him as a 6, so it was a huge difference between the 10 and the 6. So it was a bit strange because, to be honest, I didn't follow him a lot during his loan at Braga and Ostend. So when I saw him back as a 6, I was really surprised. But yeah, he played really well there, and he come back to Belgium young team. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I was looking at his clips, I was kind of surprised at the position he was playing. When you see him, he's physically he's really big for a 20-year-old, really rangy, and I kind of see him as a box-to-box midfielder. Now you've seen him as a 10 and a 6. What do you think his best position is?
6. I think that he had some problems with the passes. I don't know, like just give the ball to someone. I think it's a pass in English, but he's maybe not the best things of him, his best qualities, and I think that's important for us at 10. So as a 6, that was really nice. But I want to see him like as a 6 in a team that have the position, because RWDM were promoted and have a really difficult years. So he was always like in his defense defending, and I think that in a team who has a bit more the ball, he will be excellent as a 6.
It's good to hear. I'm hoping we are going to have a bit more of the ball. We want to play a lot more possession football this season. But tell us, he played for, is it Molenbeek last season on loan? I think he played 30 games. How did he perform? They're in the Belgium top tier. Well, they got relegated, didn't they? But
yeah.
How did he perform, considering he is still only 20 years old? His first season where he really played properly.
But to be honest, I didn't expect him to play that good. So that was a good season for him. And I don't know if you saw, but the RWDM Molenbeek years was really, really difficult, with lots of problems with the fans and things like that. So it was not the best environment to start his to really start his professional career. So yeah, that was really nice, I think, from him.
Yeah, you mentioned his passing, and again, when I watched the clips, he did seem very raw, even his finishing as well. But we want to talk about strengths and weaknesses. But first, weaknesses. Apart from his passing, is there anything in his game that you think he needs to improve on?
I think to adapt to the English championship, he has to work a bit his physical abilities. Like, yeah, he's already big for a 20 years old player, but I think that English football is way more physical than Belgian football. And even in Belgium, he was not like his best qualities. Like, sometimes he had some problems with physical things. So I think that's the weaknesses he had. And also, at Genk and Antwerp, he has a lot of comportamental, I think we say behavioral problems.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and now he he's a bit more calm, but sometimes in the game when it's not passing well, like he can just go out of his game alone, like and yeah, I think he has to work on it a bit.
Okay, so we could expect a bit of a not a wild child, but maybe a loose cannon at times, which is kind of expected. When you see young players with such talent and they haven't reached it, you can understand kind of that
Yeah.
frustration. But let's talk about his strengths. Why is he so highly regarded? And obviously, at a young age, everyone was kind of saying how good he could be, and we mentioned the clubs he was linked to. What are his biggest strengths as a player?
His technical abilities, for sure. I think that's something like not a lot of players have his qualities in, like when the ball is in his foot, like that's just nice to see. And yeah, that's his best qualities. And last year as a six, I think that his positioning was also really good, because he was not formed as a six, so maybe at first we can say like, it will be difficult to be always in a good positioning, but it was not a problem for him. So I think with a bit more experience at this position, it will be good.
Yeah, I think the fact that he's so young and he's had a kind of troubled career so far, kind of not having a set team and set coaches. I think the fact that last season he's played and adapted as an six, hopefully there's loads of room for him to really kind of improve in a bit more of a stable environment. Calling Watford a
I hope
stable
so.
environment, calling Watford a stable environment could be quite funny, but there we have. Is there any players either in Belgium or kind of world football at the elite level who you'd compare him to?
I remember when he was a gang, he was compared to Paul Pogba,
Oh,
but
really?
yeah, but I don't really know if it's the good comparison, because I think that Paul has way more qualities with the passes than him. But yeah, I think that's more because of physical. He's like a big guy, and yeah, same color. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, I think that's way more physical comparison. But I don't really know a player like him. No, I
It's
just
fine.
remember the comparison with Paul, but
Yeah, I don't know if you know Abdoulaye Doucouré, who's now at Everton. He used to play for Watford, but he's a really tall player,
Mhm.
rangy, can travel well with the ball. And he was someone, when I watched his clips, he was a comparison. Maybe he got that Paul Pogba comparison because of his attitude when he was younger. Who knows?
Mm.
And how do you mentioned a bit about kind of how he's going to adapt to English football and kind of physically. Um, do you think he might struggle, or do you think he could hit the ground running? How do you think he's going to adapt to the Championship?
But I think he can do it, because he has a lot of qualities and he showed them. But maybe he will need a bit of time, because sometimes I know that in football, like we always want player to be ready directly, but he's young, and yeah, that's it can be difficult. He go back in another country than Belgium, so I don't know how is his English, but I think that you will maybe need to give him some time, but he will do it for sure. Like that's that's not the Premier League, so I guess he can do it.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to have to worry about playing in the Premier League just yet, but who knows? You mentioned about the English language. Is that something that you guys learn in school, and the majority of Belgians know their English well?
We learn it, but we learn first Dutch.
Oh,
In Belgium there is three language, so it's Dutch, French, and Germany language. I don't know how to say it in English, but English we learn it as a third language. So in the secondary year we learn it. But yeah, you know, we are not the best, and I am not the worst. So you know,
I think you've been excellent today. So thank you. I think especially how Watford have got a really good track record of developing our young players. If you look at João Pedro, and when you mentioned kind of physically, when he arrived at Watford, he was a tiny, skinny little Brazilian boy, and now he's turned into a number 9 in the Premier League. We've seen kind of Richarlison, Yasser Asprilla, who's left. So I feel like he's not going to be playing straight away. I feel like he's going to be on the bench and coming on at times. We haven't got too many centre midfielders. I do feel like he's going to be back up to Tom Deli Bashiru and Musa Sissoko, but I think we'll slowly kind of develop him. I think he'll get games times because there's so many games in the Championship, and maybe he's going to kick on when he gets his chance. So I think it's a really good.
so.
I think it's really good signing. Only £1 million, £850,000. But final question on him: How high do you think his ceiling is? Do you think he could go on to maybe play in the Premier League or play for the Belgium national team one day?
Yeah, because when he was 16, everyone was, wow, that's the next Eden Hazard, you know, like the best Belgian player. But so yeah, he has the talent to play for Belgium national team, to play in the Premier League. For now, he's not ready, but yeah, I think he has the talent to do it. So hope he work a lot and he play a day for Belgium.
Yeah, the next Eden Hazard, no pressure at all there. We'll wrap up shortly. Just want to go through the other Belgians who played for Watford. We've got Luka Bakayoko. We signed him quite a while ago. He played one game for us.
Wow, that was tough to know.
Well, there you go. If you ever need it in the pub quiz. A couple of other players who I barely know. Sven Kums.
Sven Kums, I see.
A player that Watford fans smile about often. Obi Ilari.
Woo!
He's a striker who barely played for us. He started at Club Bruges. He's now at Willem. Other players, Mujambi Baya, who was at Standard Liège.
Yeah. I know him well. Good player, but
was he? He played 5 games for us. And then back in 1999-2000, you probably weren't even born. Adrian Bakalei, who I've never heard of either.
No.
So anyone in the comments who guessed those 6 Watford Belgians, well done to you. Thank you so much, Jules. We really appreciate your time today. Let us know in the comments what you guys think of Pierre Dwomoh signing. I hope you enjoyed it today. If you did, drop our video a like. Subscribe. If you guys are into Belgian football, Jules, tell us where we should be following you.
Joueurs Belges, Joueurs BE on Twitter.
For everything you need on Belgian football, make sure you give those a follow. We really appreciate your time. Hope you all enjoyed it. And we've got Plymouth tomorrow, so we'll have another video towards the end of the week, wrapping up the transfer window as well. So thanks, guys, and up the Hornets.